There's a lot to like, Perk. I see you shaking your head. What's that all about?
Scott, it's a lot to love, man. It's a lot to love. And look, I ain't gonna lie, I was the one that was waiting to see what J.J. Redick was going to do this year as a head coach. And it has been a wonderful thing to witness. Right now, in my opinion, he should be the front runner to win Coach of the Year. J.J. Redick has been in his bag like he has fries at the bottom. And it's not just offensive sets. Scott, it's not just offensive sets. It's the defense. Since January 15th, the Lakers have the best defense in the entire NBA. And what J.J. Redick is challenging his opponents to do is to make three-point shots. We saw last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, they couldn't hit shots. They shot 12 for 41 from the three. Tonight, I believe the Clippers shot 9 for like 27 or something to that nature. And what JJ has done, got the ears, got the attention of this locker room. We're talking about a team that came in on a back-to-back, didn't have one of their key guys in Rui Hachimura. Austin Reeves went out at halftime, and all of a sudden they dug deep to get a win against a Clippers team who actually needed this win because Golden State are on their heels. Impressive all across the board.
When it comes to LeBron, it reminds me so much of Tiger, a guy who I covered my whole career. At some point, you run out. Like, I don't know what there else is to say about the dude. But, I mean, we were joking with him. I'm not even kidding. I'm saying, look, at 40, I stopped being able to do stuff. What is the man done this season that most impresses you, Perk? For me, it's the long list, but for most impresses you.
Scott, you do realize that LeBron James and I played on the same AAU team. You do realize that LeBron James and I were in the McDonald's All-American game together.
Now look at you, Perk. You're trying to get those fries at the bottom of the bag, and he's still out there playing, man.
Yeah, I just started my second career, and he's still going strong, still a top 5 player in today's game, still out here doing what he needs to do at the highest level. And that's the scary part about it, because everybody was wondering, can LeBron James and Luka coexist? And the answer is hell yeah. You know why? Because LeBron James has mastered his craft. He could play off the ball. If you want LeBron James to be a screen setter, he could do that. If you want him to be a diver and a screen roller to the basket, he does that at the highest level. And now you put him and Luka in the two-man game, and you got LeBron James rolling to the basket, he becomes the best secondary, primary decision maker in the NBA.
I'm still at the point, Perk, where several times a night I just say out loud, Luka plays on the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's just the craziest thing in the world to me. But look, everybody in the West is going to have to get ready for it because it's coming, and they get win number 37 tonight. Perk, it's cool to talk. I look forward to doing it. I hope in the playoffs I see you doing your thing everywhere. It's great to do it with you here tonight. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, legend. Thanks for having me.
In Boston. Best record in the NBA belongs to Cleveland. Boston, of course, the reigning champion. So this is good on good. But it started out like it was we're the champs and you're not. That is a 3 from Derek White. That's cash, and it's 11-0 home team. 14-2. There's Jaylen Brown. And it's 17-2. Defense is going to turn to offense in a hurry. And this is one, if you were playing a video game, you reset it, throw the controller, get in a fight with your little brother, whatever. It's 25-3. The Cavs are down 22 after Tatum, who had 18 in the quarter, buries that 3. But they give you 48 minutes in this league. And when Tatum hits that step back, the lead's pushed back to 11 after Cleveland settled in and starts to fight back. Tatum, like LeBron's talking about, like the league and the beautiful game. People talk about what this guy isn't. I don't get that. How many people in the league are going to score 30, have 9 boards and 7 assists in the first half? Well, he just did. Celtics up 10 at the half. But here comes Cleveland, and oh my goodness, that is Spider. Donovan Mitchell with the monster dunk, and it's a 10-point game. Then Mitchell on the drive, float game, on point, and it's a 6-point game late third. Then it's Mitchell in rhythm. That is cash, and suddenly it's just a 3-point game, and now we get to the good stuff, right? The last 12 minutes in the league. We're knotted up at 12. There goes Mitchell. Step back, Cavs up by 3. Next Cavs possession. Mitchell with the miss, and there's Mobley with the putback. Mobley had 17 to go with a dozen boards. Here comes Jaylen Brown. Plows through Garland, play on, no call. Brown had 37. And with about 3 to go, man, Garland's trying his best to hold his ground, but Brown's just got a little size on it. We're tied at 114. Here comes Mitchell. Again, the floater. Again, it's good. Cleveland in front. 2 to go. Mitchell. So strong. Horford called for the contact. Mitchell's the first player with 4 30-point games in a season against the Celtics since LeBron in 2009-10. Cavs up 5 after the free throw. Darius Garland gets a clean look. He goes for 20. Mitchell had the 41. The 46 for Tatum. Not enough. Here's Mitchell on the big-time comeback and win in Boston.
Everything that could have possibly went wrong, went wrong. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, the only place you can go is up from here. You know what I mean? And I think the biggest thing is when we came into halftime, or came into the second quarter, we were down 12. You know, we've given up 38-point quarters before. It's just how do you respond? Got to give major credit to them. They're a hell of a team. And so for us, just trying to continue to stack, you know, quarter by quarter, and we did a good job.
They climbed back into the game on the road. It's tough to do, so you got to give them credit. Do I think we had enough to win the game? I think so for sure. We'll look at it on film and get better and see where spots that we can all improve on. But regardless of who was sitting out, we should have won this game.
In a game which began 25-3, as you saw, it is Cleveland who goes into Boston and comes all the way back to win. They outscore Boston by 24 in the final 20 minutes, which gives Boston a bit of a taste of its own medicine by dominating from long range. 22-point comeback, which is the largest this season for Kenny Atkinson's squad. Kendrick Perkins joins me now. And Perk, this Cleveland start is the best in its franchise's history. And Boston are the champs until someone takes the belt. They remain that. But I'm asking you, this 49-10 Cleveland team, do you believe they are as good as the record indicates they are and as good as the performance tonight says they are?
You know what, Scott, I do. I still have the Celtics picked to come out of the Eastern Conference. Got to remind the world that they were missing 2 key guys in Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. But I will say this was a brawl for it all, and this was the most important, impressive win of the Cavs season this season. And when I look at it, it was led by Donovan Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell did what superstars are supposed to do on the road when other superstars on the other team are going at him. He set the tone in the third quarter with that dunk right there, and then the rest was history. You know, the Celtics tried to switch Hauser. You know, they tried everything under the sun, but nothing could stop this man. And then all of a sudden, you saw the rest of the guys follow suit. We saw a guy like DeAndre Hunter that they picked up at the trade deadline come in and have some productive minutes. And then we also saw, Scott, Kenny Atkinson. I can't give him enough flowers on his in-game adjustments in this game, his lineups. It was a special thing to see, and this was a special win for the Cleveland Cavaliers psychologically.
I'm glad you gave the context of who's not in, because, you know, if they meet up in the spring, I never loved what the season records were because there's no context. Were you on the 5th game in 7 days or a back-to-back, who played, who didn't? But you made an important distinction there, psychologically. Cleveland is down by 1 million in this game, and they come back and win in that building. I have to believe that that matters regardless of who did or didn't play for Boston. You believe it did?
Oh, absolutely. And look, Scott, as we're getting closer to the postseason, we're about a month away, a month and a half away from the postseason starting.
Right.
You want to have confidence, especially when you're going against the defending champs. You want to know that you can beat them. And look, what the Cleveland Cavaliers proved today is that they proved that they could, you know, be down, still come together when it matters the most on the road and prevail to get a victory in a tough environment playing against the Celtics.
As for the Lakers, we just spoke with Bron about how they don't have a ton of time